All right. All eyes are on the U.S. city of Minneapolis right now because the verdict is finally here in one of the most closely watched police brutality trials in decades. I'm, of course, talking about Officer Derek Chauvin's trial over his killing of George Floyd back in May of 2020. What you're seeing right now is live footage of the courtroom as we're awaiting the verdict. Floyd was a 46-year-old black man who was suffocated to death after being arrested on suspicion of using a counterfeit bill outside a corner shop. And his story has absolutely rocked the world. Joining us now is our correspondent, Andy Roskin from Minneapolis, who is there on the ground as we await the verdict. So, Andy, break down what is happening right now. I mean, we heard that the verdict would be, said at around 3:30, but that doesn't seem to be happening. What's the scene?
Right, a bit of a delay here, obviously, but a big crowd has gathered here behind me. As you can see back there, people have gathered here outside the courthouse. There's a man on a bullhorn right now leading the crowd in chants, say his name, George Floyd. They are hopeful here. The fact that this jury has come back fairly quickly after about 11 hours of deliberations is usually a good sign for the prosecution. And they didn't ask the judge any questions. That is usually a sign that they're leaning towards prosecution. The big question is, if it is going to be a prosecution, on which charge?
Right.
One charge, the second charge, the third charge, or two of them, or all three of them? That's the big question. And the people back here, you might be able to hear them right now. They're shouting that it doesn't even matter what happens after Chauvin. They assume gets convicted. How will society change and how will policing overall change? But the city is on pins and needles, and Natasha, there have been some ladies I just saw scurrying out of an office building here next door with boxes in their hands. Everyone's clearing out to make way for the people who are showing up here and to make way for this verdict.
So, what I'd like you to just break down for us quickly is what the potential options are here, what kind of verdict we could be seeing. What are the charges? Right. Yeah.
Second-degree murder, third-degree murder, or second-degree manslaughter. Basically, it's a lot of legal nuances here. The jury has been told, look, you don't have to prove here that Derek Chauvin intentionally tried to kill George Floyd, just that he did an act that he intentionally did with the risk that it could kill George Floyd, namely putting his knee on his neck. That's the unintentional second-degree murder charge here. The prosecution just told the jury, look, just believe your own eyes and ears. The defense tried to throw up all these sort of distractions about how other ways that George Floyd could have died, either by bad heart or by his drug use, or by a much maligned theory that he died from car exhaust on the ground. But interestingly enough, the jury had all these options and all these jury instructions that went on for 12 pages. And so there's a lot of fear there that it could take a lot of time to reach this verdict, but somehow they've done it, and we'll find out what it is.